Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. We never agreed on an intro.
I think this is the intro.
Okay.
Warning. You're about to get served. You're about to get served. We are the cats.
Hello.
Hello.
We're your very put together hosts. I'm
Yes.
Aubrey.
I am Tayler.
And I'm Caitlyn.
And
that's it. End of pod.
That's it. End of pod. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, wrap.
Thank you. Come again. That's a wrap.
So let's kind of talk about what is the premise of our podcast team? Like, what are we serving up every week?
Just
Pussy
every week. We can cuss. I labeled this podcast as explicit. Okay.
Yeah, children. Get the children out of the room.
Yeah.
We sound like friendly, warm, loving voices, but we're
Yeah.
not. We're rank and rancid.
Okay. Quick, everyone say every curse word you know.
fuck shit.
Frick, crap.
Holy mother of God, flab nabbit, God,
Flab
darn.
nabbit. I really like flab nabbit. I think bless your heart is a good southern cuss word. Like it's basically like you're a dumb cunt.
Yeah.
In southern days.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. That's my word. But I feel like the premise of our podcast is every week we're going to kind of introduce each other to a topic that we're like hyper fixated on.
Yeah.
And this medical diagnosis way principle. Like I feel like I'm appropriating autistic culture by saying that.
Yeah. Well, we're all neurodivergent.
I think we should get that
out right.
First of all, let's clear the air. We're all neurodivergent and gay.
Yes, that's the introduction.
There we go. Hi, gay.
Hi, gay.
Hi, gay.
Yeah. So I feel like so to start off our pod, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna discuss our favorite bad content, and really I think that says a lot about us.
Yeah.
Like what does it say about us?
Yeah. No, honest, but not everything has to be good that you enjoy. Just because I enjoy something does not mean it's good. You know what I mean? And I think we need to get over that as a society, that everything we consume has to be perfect and enjoyable and perfect. I think we're allowed to have bad content that we're allowed to binge and just turn our minds off. And
we're
I think
boundary breakers. I would argue that 90% of the things I like are bad. I would argue that.
Yeah.
I'm a purveyor of trash, I would say.
Exactly.
You are
I guess
trash panda.
I guess we should have named this raccoons instead of cats, but the acronym just fit with our name. So
yeah, we're serving pussy. Not all things I like are bad, but the majority.
And sometimes that pussy smells like fish. It's okay.
It does. I have seen all of the kissing booths. I have seen all of the after movies. I have seen both Tall Girls. Any bad rom-com that Netflix has put $5 into, I have seen. And I have laughed at. I just they're so funny too. I just think watching bad content is almost more fun than watching good content.
Yeah.
I am always indulging in the bad content.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with horrible, toxic, inappropriate relationships. They make me laugh. They make me cry. They make me giggle and kick my feet.
Yes.
Why? Not because I'm into it, but because it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's just it's camp. It comes around. It's so bad, it's good.
Exactly. Because it's when you watch a good movie, you don't remember the experience of it. You're just oh yeah, that movie was good. But when you see a bad movie, that's a lot more memorable because you're laughing with your friends. You're what the fuck is that? What's happening? It's a lot more enjoyable because it brings everyone together, you know?
Yeah. It's for me, it's that and reality TV. Any clip from Tiffany Pollard is gold to me.
Yeah.
I've shown you guys, I know I've shown you guys that pretty much I would tell Gemma that she's a fat cunt. I know I've shown you both that. Have you seen
you have.
The most recent ongoings with Tiffany Pollard, because they're sending me. She was on a reality TV show called House of Villains, and she got up. Yeah, I think I've shown Caitlyn this. Aubrey, I don't know if I've shown you this.
I think so.
You know who Omarosa is, right?
I'm really bad with names and
Nobody
faces.
knows who Omarosa is, don't worry. She was in Trump's cabinet like for a very brief period of time, and now she's like kind of a flop reality TV star, and she tried to release a memoir
Yeah.
about her time in the White House, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I see her.
So on to the House of Villains, I think Tiffany Pollard was like in the bottom, and she told Omarosa that she didn't want her vote, which is kind of crazy for someone who's about
I think you told me about this clip.
So the quote is, Omarosa looks at Tiffany Pollard. For those of you at home, I'm about to share culture. Omarosa looks at Tiffany Pollard and says, well, why did you tell all these people that you didn't want my vote? And Tiffany Pollard looks at her dead in the eyes and says, well, Omarosa, since I said that, may I also add that I find you to be a cocksucking, cum-guzzling Republican cunt? And then there's a pause where everyone doubles over because of how like brutal that was. And then she goes, and I sleep better knowing that you're not in the White House.
Please.
That's such a slay.
Like that. No. That's culture. That's
and who said that? Because she took notes from the school of Brittany Matthew insults. She did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll find the clip and I'll send it to you because it's just peak YouTube content.
Yeah.
I introduced you all to Most Popular Girls in School, but we haven't finished it. But I think in a future episode, I will deep dive the timeline of that show because it's a masterpiece.
And as you said, as God intended.
Yeah.
But now that we've kind of gotten like our propensity for like bad content out of the way, I know we each have kind of something in mind for the pod. Who would like to like kick us off?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe you should.
Should I?
Yeah. You got the mic.
I do have like an obnoxiously big microphone, and I don't even really think it's that good to be holding it so close to my face, but I feel like really dainty when I hold it. Like I feel like you can't convince me I'm not Trisha Paytas while I'm holding it.
Yeah. It's like a ball, you know?
It's
awesome.
It's really fantastic. Okay, so the deliciously bad content that I've decided to present to the court on this day is House of Anubis.
Yes.
Which everyone on this call is already very familiar with. But
we'll still entertain you with questions and stuff like that for the audience.
Yeah. This is an
Sabuna.
Sabuna. So House of Anubis was an like mid 2010s like soap opera drama that Nickelodeon produced. And basically the premise of it is an American girl. Her name is Nina Martin. Nina Martin goes to a British boarding school, which by the way never gets a name. Like there were 3 seasons of the show. At no point was the school ever given a name, which I think is really cool. She goes to British boarding school TM. Okay. And in the British boarding school, she stays in the House of Anubis because each of the houses were named after Egyptian gods and goddesses, because the people who owned it, the Frobisher Smythes, were Egyptian archaeologists and they mysteriously died. And basically the series is her every season going on some fucking wild goose chase to find some ancient Egyptian artifact that some poor fucking PA had to make out of like aluminum foil and a dream.
Yeah.
And that's the basic.
Yeah.
Like
I just have to say, my favorite thing about YA content is that the hero of the story is never someone that is native to the land. Yeah. It's always some stranger from if it's like a fairy realm, it's never some fae person who's born and raised there, who is trained and highly trained and skilled and powerful enough to do it. It's just some illiterate chick from the human realm who just walks in and everyone's just suddenly in love with. Like what's
no, because you don't understand. So she's so the other thing too that like is iconic about this show is that she's American and they don't stop like they act like she's from another planet. Like I am almost 100% certain that the person who was meant to be originally cast in this role was somebody who was like from a different like not an English native country, like an English country.
Yeah.
And my favorite
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. My favorite part about like the whole introduction of Nina is she comes in with a suitcase with a giant American flag just plastered across the front, and they're like, "Oh, you must be the American." She's like, "How did you know that?" And it's like your suitcase, and she like rips it off.
Nina Martin?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, you're American then?
Yeah, how'd you know? Was it the accent?
No, the big American flag on your suitcase.
Oh, right, well.
Gave it away.
And the entire episode, like they're usually like 30-minute episodes. I think the first episode though is like an hour long. And when I tell you that every character she introduces herself to, she says, "I'm Nina, I'm American." and then they all make jokes about how she's American. Like, I don't understand who was in the writer's room writing that shit. And like the things that happen in that show are actually buck wild. There was a time at which Caitlyn, Aubrey, and I and a few of our other friends made a PowerPoint night, and I did a deep dive into House of Anubis because I was like neck deep in that shit. And there are at least, I think, like 5 to 6 kidnappings among the three seasons and made for television movie. Like the amount of kidnappings that happen in that show is kind of buck wild, especially when it's like Y17. Like it's like not made, like it's made for children. It's made for like toddlers. And yet the amount of times that a child at this school gets kidnapped and the school does like legitimately nothing about it is actually insane.
I mean,
and the sheer amount of filler in this show is crazy. Like you get like all of maybe 2 minutes of plot, and then the rest of it is like just absolute nonsense.
Yeah, but like I mean, like I was gonna say this, but if it's based in England, but like in America, that's not too far from reality. Our schools literally get shot up like once a week, and nothing happens. So, but I mean, it's surprising for a British school to not care.
No, it reminds me of that one episode of Glee. We should do a whole episode on Glee, by the way. The one episode of Glee.
I've seen one episode of Glee.
Have you seen? I've seen every episode.
I've only seen one episode of Glee.
It's
just a gay crime. I understand.
But also there was an episode of Glee where they discussed a school shooting, and it was like anyway, not the point of this episode. But there are in fact no school shootings in House of Anubis. What there are, however, is a lot of like creepy underground basements. There are ancient Egyptian gods, and there are love quadrilaterals. Like the amount of teen hormones that go on in this show is buck wild. The main love interest for the show is it's Nina and her love interest Fabian, who there's a scene in like season 1 where she describes him. One of the other characters who's like a massive cunt, Patricia, goes
I
and
hate Patricia.
Patricia sucks massive dick. She is not slay the first season at all. She gets more slay as the seasons go on. But she reads Nina's diary, and in this diary, Nina is like talking about how she has like a little crush on Fabian, and she describes him as he's kind of geek chic, but I like him. So like I would describe Gabian.
Yep.
Now Gabian as a geek chic. He's just like a nerd who reads nerdy books and has like a bad like Justin Bieber haircut, like early Justin Bieber era haircut. But like all of them have that.
Are you sure? Are you sure he's not gay? Are you sure he's not gay?
Honestly,
I mean, with a name like Fabian, are you like that's just like prerequisite? Like that's a gay name. I'm sorry.
and he's sort of not beating the rumors because he's kind of like femboy chic. Like I don't really understand what's going on there, but I was in love with him. Like the thing you have to understand is I was obsessed with this show as a child, and that's what led to me like rediscovering it as a young adult. And like binge watching it and like fucking screaming, crying, laughing because you could not convince me this was not the best show on television. Oh, let's break that down. So Caitlyn, you can't see it, but Caitlyn just did the hand signal for Sabuna. So one of the things that happens in the show is Nina basically gains like this little group of friends that form like a club, and it's called Sabuna. Now you may be asking yourselves, why is it called Sabuna? Well, I have the answer for you. It's Anubis backwards. And they say that explicitly in the show. Like one of the characters, Amber, comes up to Nina and Fabian and she's like, I feel like we need a club name. And they're like, well, what do you want to call it? And she's like, well, I was thinking Sabuna. And they cover one eye with one hand. So it's like, yes. And then they say Sabuna. And then she goes, it's Anubis backwards. Kind of genius, right? Like she's supposed to be dumb, like canonically in the show. But the fact that they stick with it in all seriousness for 3 seasons is, again, insane.
And it's so funny. Every time they like conjugate and look at each other and say something, they're like Sabuna. And ever since we've like rediscovered that whole episode, me, Tayler, Aubrey, our friends, like we'll look at each other like I don't even know how to explain it. We won't have to do anything. We could just walk into a room.
Sabuna. Well, I think it's more so like it's an exclamation. Like it's like it's a punctuation. It's a period at the end of the sentence. Like I can be like, my dog just died. Sabuna. Like that's just like I think that's the proper context in which she used that.
Not your
My dog just died. Sabuna. Like,
Sabuna.
I just failed my test. Sabuna. Like, I think that that's how God intended for it to be used.
No, exactly. Like you say something actually out of pocket and horrible.
Oh, you're so Sabuna.
Sabuna.
So like, yeah, it was like a really fundamental like part of my childhood. Like, I remember sitting in the car circle talking about the show and like theorizing about what the next episode would be. And now, like, upon rewatching it, it's abundantly clear to me that there was probably a singular writer who wrote all of it in one sitting, sleep deprived on like 5-hour energies.
Yeah.
Have y'all watched BoJack Horseman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that one episode where they get like massively high and he writes his own memoir. That's who was writing House of
Yeah. That seems about right.
Like,
Mhm. Accurate.
I think what's sometimes frustrating, because I could get on like a genuine soapbox about it, is that the show could have genuinely been really good if they changed like maybe 15% of the plot. Like, it's kind of an interesting concept. Like, it's not a bad concept.
If they fleshed out the world a little bit more, gave the school a name, and it was like
they had like one set. That's what's crazy, is if you look at the like establishing shots of the show, they have an establishing shot for the school and an establishing shot for like the dorm house. It's the same building.
It really
It's the same
it
building
literally
at a
is.
different angle.
And like at the end too, not to get on my designer soapbox,
Read
but
them.
the scrolling credits at the end, they're like not even properly centered, so it just looks really off. So like you're watching it, you're like, this is genuinely like bad campy content that I'm enjoying, and then you get to the title credits at the end and it's emotional whiplash, one with the theme song, and then
sorry.
the actual like alignment of the type is just like it's not existent.
No.
Like,
Can we discuss the intro? As a mommy love, as a motion media designer, Sabuna, can we talk about the intro? Because I know you've seen this shit. So what the intro is first of all, it's like this weird epic choral arrangement. And the introductions of all the characters, it is literally like their headshots in school uniform. And they're on these like animated paper cutouts. And it just scrolls through an animated version of the house they all stay in, and then their paper cutouts, and then it's just like B-roll from the show.
Oh my god.
it's genuinely, it's so, if you're a motion designer or if you've watched title sequence, it's it's like the embodiment of early 2000s like After Effects. Like, you have a 3D space that is just campy and like under rendered and it looks like crap, and then you have like you literally have paper cutouts of people in it, and it's going through and they're flat, but the whole thing is like 3D and it looks camp. It looks
amazing.
so camp.
It's true artistry. No, oh my god, no. The intro is fantastic. I think that one of my favorite parts of the entire show, though, this is going to be a hard pivot. So the villain of the show, his name is, oh my god, wait, why am I blanking? I have to look this up. Wait, this isn't funny.
Oh, what's his name, Taylor?
Victor Rodenmar Jr. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I forgot such an easy to remember name. His name is Victor Rodenmar Jr. And he is like the house. His job title simply never defined. So
yeah, like we don't know why he's here.
So yeah, so he has an office in the House of Anubis, and he's supposed to be like, I think theoretically like the keeper of the children. Like, he's supposed to look after them. But he doesn't cook, he doesn't clean, he doesn't like.
He also doesn't watch the children if they get
No,
kidnapped 6 times.
He also hates the children.
Evidently.
Hates his job. Like, is so pissed at the children at all times for existing in his house. And he is in the same uniform every day and sits in his office doing fuck all. Like, I don't because he's not a groundskeeper either. Like, he doesn't. Caitlyn, please speak on it. Speak on what you want to speak on.
Oh my god, no, he's literally only there to say, and in 5 minutes, all I want to hear is a pin drop. And he drops it like in that same line, and evidently 5 minutes has not passed.
No,
like,
okay, here's what's crazy about, so every episode, that's like curfew call. What he's basically saying is like, in 5 minutes, I want it to be so quiet that I can hear a pin drop. So what's crazy about that is there are several scenes in which he does that, and the children are just like brushing their teeth. Like no one's in bed. Like, and it is clear that they're not supposed to be in bed. So I don't understand. Like again, like it's basic continuity shit that the writers were like, fuck it, we ball. Like
that makes me think of in 7th grade, we were in between, like, my Spanish teacher, like we're in between Spanish teachers, so we had this sub, and she got this wave machine that she would play, and she's like, I won't be able to hear the waves. If you're louder than the waves, you're too loud. And we will be like a whisper, and she's like, yeah, I can't hear the waves.
No, Rodemar Jr. No, but with no, I just don't. It's just like fucking camp. I don't understand why we're doing it. And I think what's crazy, the craziest thing about Victor is his stuffed pet Raven.
Oh my god.
I am convinced that that somebody wrote like a romance between him and Corbière. Like the way that he like gingerly pets this like dead Raven, and like all plot reveals happen when he's talking to Corbière. Like he talks to Corbière like he's a person. He's like, what are we gonna do about these children, Corbière? And he like caresses like this dead ass Raven. And there's one scene in the first season where one of the clues to the treasure for season 1 is hidden in the neck of the Raven. So they have to pull off the head of this stuffed Raven to find a little a little piece of paper, and then they put it on backwards. They put the head on backwards, and then they have to leave the office. It is amazing. Like, I don't understand who is writing this show. I don't understand. Like,
I kind of just want to know what the Raven is stuffed with, you know, if they're
his cum.
And, yeah. Aubrey said everything that we were thinking.
True.
Kind of politely.
There was a hole.
Politely, you know.
They discovered the hole, so
yeah,
it was in the neck. But like maybe that's his job. Like maybe that's what he does. Like I don't know.
He stuffs Corbière like every night before bed.
And
that's why he needs silence.
Well, what's crazy about him as a character too is he never goes home. Like he's never in his PJs. Like it will be like the dead of night, and he is in his uniform, asleep at his desk, and or patrolling the secret underground catacombs that exist under the school. That is not an exaggeration. So my question is, like, does he have a home? Is he paid to
no.
the office?
Like, Mans is homeless, evidently.
Yeah. I found the person responsible. She wrote most of the episodes. Diane Whitley. I have some questions, girl. She was the head writer.
I have so many questions. No, okay. So like the villain's crazy. The villains, as they like progress throughout the season, like Victor's kind of the main baddie of season 1. As the season progressed, it's like it starts to become like Egyptian gods and goddesses, which is kind of crazy because they had no budget for CGI. But the 3rd season is the one that actually pisses me off because Nina leaves, and she leaves
not the American.
No, so okay, so I'm gonna get on like my plot high horse for a second. So in season 2, there's another American introduced, and his name is Eddie. Nina is the chosen one, okay? That is why she is here. She can unlock all the mysteries of the House of Anubis. She has a secret Eye of Anubis necklace that is basically like a catch-all key to everything, and only she can use it, right? Okay. So Eddie is like her partner in crime. They give him like a title, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, he's the Osirian. That's who he is.
Yes.
It's just like not a word. It's just like they took the god Osiris and they were like, what if we put Ian at the end? They're slay. So he's the Osirian.
That's how I named the country of my OC. I like Corinthia, duh.
I love her. So he is supposed to be the protector of the Chosen One. It is revealed in season 2 that he is the protector of the Chosen One. So what we've also discovered is that only Americans can be special. That's what we and in season 3, what happens is Nina has to unceremoniously leave the show. She is not in season 3 at all. And what is discovered is that she and Eddie exchanged letters basically discussing how they couldn't be in the same country or it would destroy the world. Now, so she can't come back to school and he can, and she has to go back to school in America because it will destroy the world. Okay, so
That's one way to get a character just like booted off
well,
the
and I
show.
guess I literally did research on this as a child because I was so fucking pissed. The reason actually, like in real life, why she left was because the girl went to go, the actress went to go to college, which honestly probably a better path for her. I say good
Yeah.
for her. But what was crazy about that, like writing her off the show, is if he's supposed to be the protector of her, how is he supposed to protect her if they can't even be in the same room?
Exactly.
Girl, read them. Read them.
I remember like being like 8 and pressed about this. I was like, what do you mean?
The plot
Because then also he kind of just becomes the chosen one part 2 the remix, and no one and he Nina gives him her locket. So now for some reason he can use the locket, which he wasn't able to do in season 2. And now he's like the chosen one, but his role is like never defined. Like at no point, like they're just like, well, you're the Osirian. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like at least the chosen one implies that there's something going on. Like I feel like the chosen one is like self-explanatory. The Osirian is a made-up thing from a made-up universe, and then your main character dips because they think it's better to go to college than to act in this show, which is a smart choice. And then they like the writers take no time to like actually explain why he is more important than Nina, and how he's established as the protector, how he's supposed to protect her if they can't even be in the same nation. Like
I
she
also think it's funny that he's supposed to be her protector and he's supposed to be more important, and it's just like a white American dude that just like randomly was thrown into the show.
unclear. Well, and he's meant to be like the bad boy too. I think what's weird about it too is it would actually make way more sense to me if her love interest Fabian was the Osirian, and they almost kind of do like a fake out in season 2 that he's supposed to be the Osirian, but then actually it's Eddie because they're supposed to be like opposites attract. Like she's a good girl and he's a bad boy, so therefore he's the Osirian. But like that doesn't mean that she basically breaks up with Fabian because she's like, I can't do long distance. But like doesn't she writes him a letter and asks for Eddie to give it to him, which is it's crazy. I don't understand. But like wouldn't that be so star-crossed lovers if he was the Osirian? Like that's what I mean when I say the show could legitimately be engaging if they changed like 10% of it.
Yeah, no, they went to the school, like the school of J.K. Rowling world building, where they just do it just because they can, and then they'll figure it out later and be like, "Oh, he was a gay man."
But actually, at no point figure it out. But actually, at no point do we ever figure it out. Like it is crazy to me. And then in season 3, there's a different American character named KT, who's like the great granddaughter of the Frobisher Smythes. And I don't know what significance that has, and the show doesn't either.
Like we're like,
you just show
just
up.
like what?
Like season 3 actually makes me irate. Like the first 2 is camp, and then the season 3 comes in, and I'm like pissed. I'm like, where's my good sis Nina? Who the fuck is the Osirian? Why is KT here? Also, Amber leaves. Amber leaves in season 3. That pissed me off. My good sis, she came up with Sabuna, and then she got fucking booted out of the show.
Yeah, like what?
One and done.
She came up with like literally the most iconic, catchphrase and like gang of all time, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, no, fuck you.
No, Amber's back hurts from carrying all of the fun of that show. Like she would do the most out of pocket shit. It's the way that she would sit in class and be like, we're actually looking for the ancient artifact that all of the teachers are trying to hide in front of the teacher and all of the class. And then everyone would be like, Amber, what the fuck? And she's like, what do you mean? I don't understand why I can't say that.
Yeah, it's so good because she's like you said, she's supposed to be dumb, but like it's such out of pocket stupidity that you're just like, oh my god.
She doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together.
No, it's just air.
That's as my good sis should. Like I appreciate her so very much.
I love her.
It's so silly, but yeah. So that's what I'm presenting to the table, and I think I would like to open the floor for brief questions before we kind of like move on to the next segment. Like, what are your burning House of Anubis questions? And furthermore, what do you think that says about me as a person that I was so deeply enthralled with?
Just like, why? Why did you like it?
Yeah.
Why do you watch it? Why was it made? Like, why?
How many
Why?
times did that guy fuck the bird? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
Question. That is the question. I can, however, answer Caitlin's question of why I liked it. I can give you like probably 3 reasons. Number one, it's written with such a level of self-seriousness that when you're 8 and you've only watched like Adventure Time up until this point, I was like, no, this is cinema. Like, you guys don't understand. It is so
This is peak.
padded. Like, there's no violence. There is no mystery. Like, there is nothing of substance there that I was like, but it's written so seriously that I was like, no. You guys don't understand the nuances of this.
The nuance.
The nuances.
The nuances.
Also, it's a mystery. So I would sit like a mystery in the loosest terms possible.
Yeah.
I would sit there and I'd like theorize. I'd be like, no. Like, I think that this is what's gonna happen.
Like,
Also,
8-year-old you ate that shit up for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. Like,
devouring that shit. But beyond that too, I was also in love with Fabian. Like, I loved like the heterosexual romance of it all. My bisexual ass was sitting there and I was like, no, this is like true love on screen.
yes.
True love on screen.
For
And
real.
also I was so pressed that Nina left because I was like, now there's no more romance that I can watch. I don't care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So those are my reasons. And none of them are good. Thank you so much. This is my senior thesis. Thank you guys. So that's my deliciously bad content. Also, go watch it. It's on Netflix. Like, it's a good time. Like,
it's fun.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, pop open a bottle of cheap wine, and don't even pour it into like a wine glass. Just pour it into like a plastic cup out of the bottle.
Out of the bottle.
You know, you can do that too, and just enjoy and
Yeah.
get into it. Get into it.
Yeah.
I think I could not. It's a series that is so fundamentally flawed. But also I couldn't recommend it more. Also, if you're also House of Anubis, like brain dead as I am, you should find the made-for-TV movie, The Touchstone of Ra. If you guys have watched Bridgerton, Elise in Bridgerton plays the main villain. And so when I first watched Bridgerton, I was like, where do I fucking know her face? She was the villain of The Touchstone of Ra.
Oh my god. Canon event.
So actually go get into it if you're a Bridgerton fan. Like, if you're an Elise stan like I am, go watch it to see her beginnings, because she's actually by far the best part of that film.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Are you looking it up?
I'm obsessed.
Now, Aubrey?
What, me? No.
Are you on her Wikipedia?
Aubrey's like our resident like research assistant. She will like pull up everything and anything on her laptop. It's crazy.
So true. Yeah, she's our man in the chair.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
So,
speaking of deliciously bad content,
I'm so excited.
I am so antsy because I want to talk about mine now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like
I'll end ours with a bang.
Oh my god. I indulge in horrible content. And when I say horrible content, I mean this didn't even make it to a streaming platform. this you had to like dig
I have no idea what you're talking about either, so I'm so excited. I'm gonna be blindsided.
You're in for a treat because you have to understand, I don't even remember how I stumbled upon this series. So if you're a huge dyke like I am, the struggle is real. As a child, I came out early. I came out in middle school. I was queer all through high school, and now we're almost done with college, and it's just gay. So the struggle to find lesbian content, girl on girl content that is like appropriate for your age and not blue is the warmest color. It was definitely one of those moments where I was like, oh my god, this is revolutionary. This is awesome. This is cinema. This is amazing. And I'm talking about the one and only YouTube series Carmilla. And if you're like me, oh man, that stuff was written by some sad queer in the back of it's a Waffle House. It's a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yes.
In like the South, where nobody's allowed to actually be gay.
Aubrey's sense of confusion is sending me like confounded by.
I'm looking at. Is it shot in a single room? I'm like
yes.
scrolling.
Okay. So let me speak on it. Let me speak on it. Okay. So Carmilla is a cheaply written and filmed YouTube series from like, I want to say like 2012, all right? Had to have been. It's 3 seasons of like very short episodes about a girl who's going to this like college, and evidently we don't know why, but this college is like a campground for supernatural things, right? So like anytime there's a supernatural being introduced to this like series, we don't get like any sort of backstory. We kind of are just expected to understand like,
never see
okay, that's you never see the supernatural beings except for maybe one or two, and it's like a vampire. All right? So the main thing of this series is there's this college girl who's like obsessed with like blogging, and she's like talking to her, I guess, like millions of fans on her little like webcam, and it's just so camp. And one day in the first episode of the first season, her roommate, like who's a party animal, just like disappears off the face of the earth. We're like, where did she go? Where did she disappear to? Like, how did this happen? And out of nowhere, her roommate is immediately replaced. Like, her roommate doesn't even move out. Like, her clothes are still there, her bed's still there. Her roommate is replaced with this supposedly very sexy, dark, and mysterious girl named Carmilla Karnstein.
What the hell happened last night?
Hey.
Excuse me, but who the hell are you?
Carmilla. I'm your new roommate, sweetheart.
Wait,
Who has a deep, dark secret.
Okay, hold on. You can't bitch slap me with with the last name. I did not know that she had a last name.
Yeah, her last name is Karnstein. So
Jewish vampire. Are you kidding me?
It's so awesome. She comes in and you're like immediately like your little prepubescent ass is like, yeah, this woman's fucking hot. Like, oh my God, she's so dark, so mysterious. Like, okay. You guys can't see it, but Tayler
No. That stays.
Is eating her fingers out. She is licking and eating that shit up because the content's so good. Anyways, Carmilla comes in and we're like, you are supposed to be like obsessed with this bitch. She's dark, she's mysterious, she like moves her bangs out of her face, and she's evidently so beautiful, right? Like, but yet she's like
she's not like the actress is gorgeous.
Yes, okay, but like the way they dress her is just evidently not right. Like, it's very early 2000s. It's very like campy. It's very millennial. Like, it's just not. It's like you could have done so much with this. It's the leather like pants that are like a size too small, and like a weird shirt that doesn't make sense. But you're supposed to like be obsessed with this character. Like, what is she doing here? Does she have anything to do with the disappearance of the roommate? It's just Taylor's watched this with me. It's like it's one of those shows that like you just genuinely cannot explain. It's so bad. It's just so bad but so good.
Well,
and I eat it up.
I think like what's crazy about it is that it is filmed in one room, and what absolutely gathered
in one shot too. It doesn't change. Same angle doesn't change. From the quick scroll of the video, all angles the same.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy is that what's crazy about it is 90% of the plot actually takes place outside of the room. So the show is actually probably more so a spoken word fan fiction in which you hear, like, you know, like the idea of like show don't tell.
Yes, exactly.
Don't show. Like, Carmilla is about like the final. Caitlyn, I'll let you take this, but like, could you please explain to Aubrey how the finale of season 1 is handled, because it is buck wild.
Okay.
Go ahead. Explain.
So we're gonna set this up, right?
Set it up.
So through the whole show, a group of friends, including Laura, who is the main character, I don't think I mentioned her name, whose roommate went missing, they are supposedly fighting off this giant, like, evil goddess, right? Which is apparently an anglerfish, a giant anglerfish monster. And there is only one way you can kill this anglerfish monster, and it's with this, like, sword. But, like, when you use the sword, it like, takes up a ton of energy and is supposed to, like, absolutely rock your shit and kill you. Which is crazy, right? So it's kind of apparent that Laura and Carmilla are supposed to be like into each other and fall in love, but they absolutely have like maybe like 1% like chemistry. It's on and off. You're like, are they into each other or are they not? Like, you need to tell me. So, anyways,
It's very
I'm going off the track. What?
I said it's very enemies to lovers. Like
Yes.
it's enemies to lovers.
Yes. So this sword, Carmilla, in a grand gesture of like, I love you, Laura, um, takes the sword and like goes and tries to and like takes down the anglerfish god, right? And and everyone comes back from this battle like they look like a mess. They look ragged. They look sad and upset. And it's like, apparently Carmilla's fucking dead, right? And we're all supposed to be heartbroken. You're supposed to be sad. You're supposed to be crying. It's an emotional movement, but yet you've seen none of the battle. You don't know what the anglerfish looks like. You don't know what this stork looks like.
You see the after.
You don't know how long the battle was. Like, you just don't know how we got to this moment. We just know that one moment they're like, we have to go do this. You disappear, the screen goes back.
It's literally characters sitting in a room verbalizing, like, it's like they weren't all there. It's like they sit down and they're like, and do you remember when you fought that, like, that Finn? Like, do you remember that?
Yes, it's like the mansplaining of like this battle. Yes. So they're all sitting there, they're all depressed and like sad, and they're like, I'm so sorry, Laura. Like, I know you cared about her so much. And we're like, when did she care about her? Like, they hated each other the whole time. And then like a few minutes later, I can't even remember who it was, busts in like bridal style, carrying Carmilla, like who's limp.
Was it my
dead.
girlfriend?
It was probably Danny, it was probably Danny, your redheaded tall girlfriend, who they did not know how to dress at all. It was very tall girl. It was like, she was 6'8" and like in a pair of low-rise skinny jeans and a shirt that looked too small.
And she was hot.
And she was hot. She was hot, but they poorly dressed all these characters. So it's like a turn off the whole time. She comes in, she's carrying Carmilla, and everyone's like, oh my God. Laura turns around. She's like, oh my God. Is she breathing? Is she okay? Is she alive? They put her on the bed, shoes on and everything. Not a single time when a character was in the bed, not a single time did they remove their shoes. Their shoes were on the whole time. So she's on the bed, and she's like waking up, and she's like, oh my God. And then Laura's like, she needs blood. She gives her blood like from like the milk carton that Carmilla hides her blood in. And then like Carmilla wakes up, right? So
wait,
like,
no, we're not gonna move past that. When did that come up? Milk carton where she keeps her blood in? No, we're not gonna move past that.
I know.
We're gonna have to.
We have to look past it. Anyways, so Carmilla wakes up, right? We skipped like a million episodes. She wakes up. She comes back from what's supposedly the dead, and then her and Laura are like looking at each other. It's like desperate and longing, and then Laura's like, oh my God, like, you're okay. And she like hugs her, and she's like, oh my God, did I hurt you? Did I hug you too hard? Like, are you okay? And then Carmilla, like, without saying a word, just like plants her lips on Laura's, and it's like,
are you hurt? It looks like maybe you're hurt, and I'm sorry I hugged you so hard that you're hurt. It's just that you were dead, and now you're not, and I know that you're probably going through a lot of stuff with your mom. It's just that...
Hi, gay.
It's like, what? It's like they were supposed to be gay. Yeah. You're one of them. You're one of them queers. like it's that. It's like, oh my God. And young me was like, yes, this is sapphic. This is yearning. This is love. Little me was like, Carmilla Carnstein's my girlfriend, and she doesn't know yet. So
this is true.
I oh my God, there's just no human explanation for this show, and evidently there's no plot. It's just supposed to be like epic love between these two girls who like are on and off, and it's like, I have like a secret, and like I'm evil and I'm a vampire. I'm the vampire Carmilla, and like oh my God, I just like I ate that shit up, and there's 3 seasons of it, and all of them are from one room.
Yeah.
I just got a little notification that the intended duration is about to reach, but we can stay as long as we want. I'm gonna cut this out when we get it, but like,
that's totally
I don't
fine.
think there is a time limit. I think as long as like the month.
I'm paying $5 a month. There better not be a fucking time limit.
I know, right?
right. But yeah, so
I put hard-earned American dollars.
I know, right?
yes, American dollar.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
and back.
and we're back, and like, oh my god, I don't know, it's so bad, but it's so good. And I think the moral of the story here and why I enjoyed it so much was because, like, growing up, there wasn't like any gay content that was like feasible in any sort of way. And like me on YouTube searching up girls kissing girls, like this pops up and it's like, what what is this? Now, what is this?
You say that.
No. and like, what really baffles me is that, like, I was genuinely into this, and I was probably like 14 or 15 years old. So I'm not an 8-year-old like watching House of Anubis like Tayler and coming up with theories. I was way worse. Like, I was actually a teenager who could comprehend what good content was, and I was watching this and I was like, this is art, this is beautiful. Like, I was like so down bad for Carmilla, and like, and it just kept going. And there was one time where I was watching season 3, like the finale of season 3, which Tayler hasn't gotten to yet, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I was like, it was like 2 a.m. I watched all of season 3 in one sitting, and I had genuine like tears streaking down my face. Like, I was emotional. I was hormonal. I was like, no, why am I crying? Like I was just wrecked. Like, my face, like if you walked in, like I was sitting up in bed and my face was like glistening with my clear tears.
Like a glittery vampire.
Yes, exactly. I this is the skin of a Bella. This is the skin of a
Bella killer.
Yes. yeah. This is the skin of a Bella killer. No, this, and I was like, this is the skin of a killer, Bella. Like, oh my god, don't talk to me, don't speak to me, don't ever talk to me again. Like this, I was just like in tears, and because it was like the big grand finale, and but then they came out with a movie, which then jumped from them just kissing and stuff to like a full-on sex scene. So we actually,
why didn't we watch that first?
Why didn't we? I know it took. I want to say like the movie. Oh my god! Wait, hold on.
Oh, we're doing research. I'm gonna come to your swift defense while you're doing research, though, because as trash as Carmilla is, I would also like to posit to the court that I 1000% believe that if I had discovered this series at the age of 15, it would have sped up my coming out by like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's exactly what I mean. Like, even though it's totally camp, like it is one of those shows that is like pivotal. It's like the Girls Like Girls music video by Haley Kiyoko.
Oh my god!
Like all of us watched that. I know we all watched that. I know we all were like looking around like, why am I feeling things? Like, why does my vagina tingle right now?
All right, man, cut. Wait, Aubrey, guess who's cutting that fucking out?
Hey. No, I'm leaving that in. They are never as gay than that right now.
That's the first, like,
hey. I just want to make it abundantly clear that we have an explicit title here.
Yeah,
so
we're explicit. Remember, you started off with saying frick and heck, okay?
Frick, heck, and flab darn nabbit. Like, the Carmilla movie, by the way, came out in 2017. In 2017. And hold on.
Marriage was legalized at that point. That should not have been coming out.
The Carmilla web series, I want to say, started in. There's 3 seasons. There's 121 episodes. No. It started in 2014. It started in 2014. I was 13 years old when this came out. I was still 13. I was about to turn 14.
I feel like, can I say something controversial yet brave?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Carmilla walked so that Heartstopper could run.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely did. It's so camp, and it ended in 2016. So I was like 15 years old when this ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No, I was actually about to turn 13, I think. I was about to turn 13 when this came out. So, wow. Ain't that a bitch?
It's true artistry. You know what I like too about Carmilla too? Like, I like that there's a portion of season 1 in which Carmilla is kidnapped by Laura, and that's just like okay.
Yeah, like she's tied up to a chair with like a necklace of garlic.
Starved. She's like being starved, right? Like they're not giving her blood.
No, they're literally starving her. She's like on this chair, and like the extent of the acting is her like rolling her head around like a drunk like baby and like groaning every so often, and then like looking like an old man like taking a shit in a diaper. Like it's awesome. It's so badass of Laura.
It's so good. It adds a lot.
And like
here.
yes, and shout out to Carmilla's actor or actress. She really is like an icon, and like just because the series was camp and directed weirdly doesn't mean that she's a bad actress. Her name is Natasha Negovandlis, and she's beautiful. Okay, guys, like you gotta follow her on Instagram. You gotta find her. We love this queer actresses acting queer characters. Yeah, she's queer.
Oh, slay.
Same thing with the actor for Laura. Her name's Elise.
Wait,
Dowman.
Also say something to the court. So there's also there's a mild love triangle in the show that features my personal favorite character, Danny, who is like 6 feet tall and
taller than all the other characters.
Towers over everyone else, and as she should. And I think she's personally very stunning.
She is. She's really gorgeous.
That's all. That's all I have to say on that topic. I just would like to say that she is my girlfriend. She just doesn't know it yet.
Yes. Oh, and I would also, before we move on to anything else, like questions and stuff, I also want to mention there is a character who is evidently supposed to be non-binary, but like we didn't know what non-binary was at this time, and their name is LaFontaine, which is just like their last name in the show, I believe, but like everyone calls them LaFontaine, and it's acted by Kay Alexander, who I also believe is probably non-binary, but I don't know. But LaFontaine
is the worst character. Yes, I agree.
No. LaFontaine is so important because they like do all the research. They like come in and they tell us, like they fill us in. Yeah, so it's like for the plot, like what if you're actually paying attention to the plot, which is not there. LaFontaine will barge into the room and be like, so I found out this really cool thing from the library with my digital boyfriend, whatever his name is, and here is what this creature is and how you can kill it, and like there's fungus growing on camp. Like it's just random. Like they'll come in and like just like info dump on you, and you're like, I don't care. I just want to see Carmilla and Laura kiss. Like I just want to see them kiss. Like your touch-starved brain is like kiss already. But the best part about LaFontaine is not the fact that they bring in this information that you're supposed to understand. It's the outfitting.
Christ.
It's the button up all the way to the top with like skinny jeans, not tucked in. It's classic like 2012 non-binary queer core
individual I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
With like maybe a bow tie, and like God. Queer me looked at this person and was like, yes. Yes, and I actually, as like a new, like a baby gay, would button my flannel all the way to the top and wear like a beanie and think I was like so like mysterious and like interesting and cool, and it was evidently just the most embarrassing thing I could have done to myself. Like I looked at LaFontaine and was like, this is queer culture. This is what I strive for. Yeah, this is what like the queer, this is it. Like that's the embodiment of 2012 like Tumblr queer girl like aesthetic. Like it was butch, it was non-binary, it was masculine, it was ugly, it was actually horrendous. This is the type of bitch that would have tattooed a mustache on their finger and I proudly would say I would do the same thing. But it was just one of those moments where it's like you were trying so hard I was trying so hard as a kid to watch the actual plot, which was Carmilla and Laura's evident sexual tension the entire show and just waiting for them to make out. But you would get horrendously distracted by this outfit. Like it wasn't great. It was like always like some weird vest or something.
Well,
like
and also the color schemes. Like I posit to the court, the color schemes might be the most abhorrent part of any of their given outfits. It would be like fucking like chartreuse, like a chartreuse button buttoned all the way up to the neck, to the point where I feel like their neck is bulging out of the neck hole.
Yes, exactly.
A fucking like orange vest, like a neon orange vest, and they'd be like, no fashion. Like I don't
No, it was
given
when I tell you, if you look at baby gays and queer kids in middle school, this is exactly what we strive for. This is the look. Like you looked at that and it was like, how do I tell everybody in the room that I'm fucking gay? And you just like would button up your like button up all the way to the top, and you would like have the emo like swoop and like a little hat on, and you would be like,
Caitlyn, you and I would have been best friends in high school. I'm right now.
And that's why we're all best friends, because also too, me and Aubrey would have been best friends because we're both the kind of girl who would tattoo a mustache on her finger, and like we would have done that.
We would have been rancid together.
Oh my god! As if we're not Rank and Rancid together right now, talking about.
We share a singular brain cell. You think we're not?
Yeah, we all like sometimes me, Tayler, and Aubrey will like show up somewhere, and if one of us needs the brain cell, we'll actively transfer that brain cell to the person.
It very much like the fates of Disney's Hercules, how they share the eyeball. That's how we do it.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us.
They wrote that.
Yes.
They based on us. Like how Ursula was based on a drag queen. The fates were based on us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But long story short, Carmilla is something of queer culture. It's a canon event for kids who grew up queer in like the 2010s. I swear to God. And I do highly recommend watching it. Like Tayler was recommending House of Anubis. If you're gay and you're looking for like just rank and rancid content that is just not good at all, but it's like it just fulfills this little hole in your heart from when you're a kid and needed it, like you have to watch this. It's awesome. It's a glass of wine, like I said, a glass of wine. This time you're actually holding a glass of wine, a stemless stemless glass, and you're pouring yourself a. Yes, it's a little classier, but it's tasteful, and it's on YouTube. If you search up Carmilla, like all 3 seasons will pop up. It's such an easy watch because the episodes are like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And like
they're that long. I legit think they're like maybe 10 minutes, because you and I binged like the entire first season in like basically one sitting.
No, the compilation of season 1 is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah. So it's an easy watch. I'm telling you, like you could turn it on and you actually kind of get invested in it. So like I do highly recommend watching this show. It's my Rank and Rancid content, like finger licking good. Like it's awesome. So
okay, so now
any questions?
Any questions?
Any questions before we move on to Aubrey?
I feel like I feel like I've seen it, so I'm gonna leave it to Aubrey.
Wait, so is it a vampire show?
Yes.
It's a vampire show. It is a vampire show, and there's maybe like 3 vampires in it.
Okay.
One of whom dies in season 2.
Oh wow.
What?
I won't say who, but one of whom dies in season 2.
Oh yes,
Jeez.
That's true.
Who though?
Let's see. I don't know. You were pretty thorough. I don't have like. I feel like there's like there's already so many plot holes that you might not be able to answer them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like very interesting. I'm gonna watch it when we get it off. Of
Yes.
This.
So
like, when I'm done editing this, I'm
I
gonna
want like a
turn
live
it on.
tweet review.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I will let y'all know.
Yeah. So like all of you at home listening to this right now, I could not cover half of the plot because it's all over the place. So you do absolutely have to watch it.
But it's also deeply irrelevant. Like I think what's crazy to me about this series is why wasn't it just like a slice of life vampire romance? Like it is so unnecessary, the deep amounts of lore that they try to sprinkle at you from one fucking room. Like I do not understand. There were so many fundamental problems with the development of this. Like I guess my question is like why? Like why?
Why? That's the question of the podcast.
I just remembered a show from middle school that this is a future topic for next time, but I have to write this down. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, wait.
But the big why for Carmilla is not because they like wanted to put plot in there. I know for a fact they wanted to have this deep, awesome world building plot from one room. But in reality, I think it was just an excuse to say the plot was just two female, like, love interests just hooking up, and like you were like, I'm so gay. What?
I said they're asexually hooking up.
I know. Until the movie, which we'll talk about another time.
We need to have like a group viewing of the movie.
Yeah.
And we need to dedicate an episode to that, where it's just us talking about the show and the movie. I swear to God. Should I like show the girl I'm seeing, Carmilla? Should I do that? Yes, you should.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
You need to show her that shit. Anyways, I'm excited for this because Aubrey has probably the best thing out of all of us. Like, I am so excited.
Oh yeah. So because it gets confusing, I'm gonna turn, like, y'all don't see the whiteboard, but they will need to see the whiteboard.
You have a whiteboard?
So, yeah, I have a whiteboard in my room. Right here.
Oh, she's got a whiteboard.
Okay, so before I get started, this is not a show I would recommend to anybody. If you want to have the worst secondhand embarrassment of your life, the way I watch this, and of course, as soon as I start talking, my dog comes up to me and wants to start barking at me. But this is a show where I, like, even when I was watching it, I had to get out of the app where I was watching it, pause for a minute or two, and then I could resume because how bad it was. And and I don't have the excuse of, I was 8. I was in middle school. I started watching this when I was 15 years old when it came out. I was one of the early fans. For like first season when they only had 6 episodes, I would watch it when the episodes were only in French for a week and no subtitles. Okay, this is Miraculous fucking Ladybug, ladies and gentlemen.
In the daytime, I'm Marinette, just a normal girl with a normal life. But there's something about me that no one knows yet, because I have a secret.
And the drink of choice is not wine, it's vodka, so you can forget what happened. I was scrolling through the episode list, and I'm like, I know I watched this episode, but I don't remember shit from it because I just blacked it out.
It was like a Pink Whitney straight from the bottle.
Yeah, like and thankfully, Shira saved me from keeping up from the show in 2018. But okay, so the story starts with first of all, the storytelling, it doesn't start with the origins episodes. That's at the end of season 1, okay? You don't figure out how they get the miraculous. No, it's not even in the middle. It's in the middle of the season. So you start with just getting into it, and so there's a normal. You start off with knowing Marinette Dupain Chang. She is a normal girl with a normal life, but she is secretly a superhero named question.
Say that name for me one more time.
Marinette Dupain Chang. Okay, she is
Marinette Dupain Chang.
Dupain Chang. Her dad's a baker, and her mom is Asian. That's all I know about her.
Wait.
First of all, I'm butchering it because I don't know how to pronounce French words. I can.
No. But I just, as a resident Asian here.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, so she's Chinese.
She's mixed.
she's Asian and French.
Yes.
So we're gonna give her not a French last name because her dad's French.
No, it's hyphenated. Dupain is her dad's name. Chang is her mom's last name.
Yeah. No, we're gonna combine them and we're gonna use Dupain Chang. We're just gonna use this Chang. We're white and we're gonna use Chang.
It's giving J.K. Rowling naming. Yes.
It is.
Yes. Wow. That's
yes.
art. That is, call me a slur. I would rather be called Chink instead. That is crazy.
Okay. And then
okay, sorry. I just had
let me turn you to the whiteboard so y'all don't get lost. So we have Marinette, which will be symbolized by M. Okay.
Okay.
And she is Ladybug, LB, and her power is luck. Okay, so she has this little sidekick called Tiki, where when she has magical earrings, and when she says spots on, Tiki goes into her earrings and she gets the power of luck. And her goal is to capture these people who've been possessed by an Akuma, which is an evil butterfly that goes into somebody when they're really upset or angry, okay? And then her sidekick, Cat Noir, no, not sidekick, partner. I don't want to disrespect Adrian that way. Cat Noir, CN, it's actually secretly Adrian Aggress, and they don't know that they're each other's like. Okay, so they don't, and they can't know because it's bad if they know for some reason that's never explained. Marinette has a crush on Adrian, and Adrian just sees Marinette as a friend. Cat Noir has a crush on Ladybug, so Adrian has a crush on Ladybug, and then so their opposites don't like each other, so it's so confusing. But like Ladybug does not like she only likes him as a friend, and like is sick of Cat Noir, but Marinette can't speak to Adrian. She like is a stammering little fuck who can't talk to him. She's so nervous and has a big crush on him. But also is a stalker. In episode 2, she pulls out a list and has his schedule laid out, like to the T. Like she knows his like whereabouts wherever he goes, like jail, and it's supposed to be. It's written on like quirky, hee hee, ha ha. She knows where Adrian is at all times. Weird as fuck.
You can't see this right now, but my jaw is like rolling out the door. It's on the floor and it's rolling out like one of those long scrolls, and it's just like out the door right now.
So basically, there is like for the first season, there is no linear plot. So it's basically someone gets upset, they get possessed by Hawkmoth, which is the guy that controls the evil butterflies that possesses people, and he's and his goal is to steal the Miraculouses that hold their power. So Marinette's earrings and Adrian's ring. Okay, and he has. And Adrian's sidekick is Plag, which is a little cat, and he likes cheese. And I forgot the kind. Camembert, which is really stinky cheese that he just loves.
Because he's stinky.
He's a stinky boy.
Stinky boy.
Also,
I have so many questions. Like,
no, and they won't be answered. Adrian is a model. Okay, so he is like, and his like dad is very protective. He doesn't want him to go to public school.
I love like how casual these lore drops are too.
Yes.
It's like she's a stalker, he's a model.
But like no, like but also Marinette wants to be a fashion designer. I've
seen the movie.
Yes.
I will pause it to the court. I have seen one of the movies. The fashion in that movie, jail, solitary confinement.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's beautiful.
It's
but so. And not Caitlyn. So, and Adrian's a model, and his dad is Adrian Agreste, who is the number one model, number one fashion designer in Paris. And he's also secretly Hawkmoth. And he's.
What do you mean? Okay, wait. So back this train up. So Adrian's daddy is the villain of the series.
Yes.
And does Adrian know that
No.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Okay, so no one has like any reason of production in this show, is what
No.
Okay.
Not at all. And the reason why none of this gets revealed. Like, I remember this coming out, and it was like, it's obvious that Gabriel is Hawkmoth, and there are people calling me stupid and crazy for thinking that. I'm like, are you kidding me? All signs point to this. It doesn't get revealed until season 2 that he's officially Hawkmoth.
Okay, wait. Back this train up. So you, as the audience, are not expected to know that Hawkmoth is a Hawk until season 2.
Yeah, but it's so obvious. It's literally so obvious. I remember people, I thought it was just like everyone just agreed on that, but when I went on the internet, of course, it like the show is also for, of course, children, so of course they wouldn't put that together. But also, it doesn't take a child to figure that out. Like, it's so obvious.
and I just want to mention too, if I'm not mistaken, you started watching this before it had subtitles.
Yeah.
And so. Wow.
No,
so couldn't even understand what was happening.
It was a mix of it. So when the episodes I first started watching, they were in English, so I understood them. But when they started coming out, it came out kind of like how Steven Universe did, where it would, like a few would come out and then stuff like it's kind of like that. But it would happen in French, and then like the next day, or like a day or two later, there would be one with subtitles that I would watch, and then eventually the English one would come out. Anyway, there's no plot in the show, so it's the same episodes basically weekly until season 2, when the creator Thomas Astruc wasn't working on the show, and that's when they had real plot development. So there is this character Chloe Bourgeois, her character at the beginning is this rich mean girl. That's her only personality trait. Okay, everyone in the show is a trope, and Chloe Bourgeois is on this redemption arc. Okay, and she is trying to become nicer. She wants to be more like Ladybug because she really idolizes her and wants to do better, which is like great. That's like good. And then, but Thomas Astruc hated that. He did not want her to be redeemed. So eventually he got back on the show and it cut any and all progress that she made. Like, what kind of lesson is that to middle school girls, that if you're a bully and a mean girl in middle school, that's exactly who you're going to end up like, that's just his incel behavior. That just means that Thomas Astruc had a middle school bully that he hated and still has a grudge against. You know what I mean?
You know what?
That's
I support
crazy.
him. I think we should advocate for the stagnation of children.
Yeah. Like,
no character development.
Imagine who you were in 8th grade and imagine you were the exact same.
I take that back. Actually, no. Change
yeah.
now.
So
change
imagine
now.
that. Yeah. but yeah. It just gets crazier, and like, what's an episode? Like, each episode is just fucking crazy, and like every single time there's like any close to reveal, or like there's a few episodes that's like Cat Blanc, where like Hawkmoth figures out that Adrian is Cat Noir. Is like, oh my gosh, I can use him to get the Miraculous. So he akumatizes him, and then I don't fucking know how they figured this out, but someone from the future has a Miraculous that has the ability to time travel. She comes back to the past. She's like, I'm going to help you, Marinette. And
wait,
I'm like standing at the board with like my
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And she comes back in time. She comes back in time to help Marinette, and she's like, I can't tell you anything that happens. Because it's
why did you come back?
Yeah, like, she has to fix it so it's right. But somehow she's able to come back.
I'm still standing here with like
and
yarn,
and then like
literally making a knot.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, their memories get erased, so they completely forget that each other's identities and everyone and who's who.
What?
Hello? They just refuse to reveal who these people are. And it's just like, and I've stopped watching it, but apparently the love square flips, where Marinette likes Cat Noir and Adrian likes Marinette. So it's just like, and they start dating. I haven't got that far, but
they start dating.
Yeah, so like Cat Noir and Marinette start dating.
Cat Noir.
Yeah, the black cat who has the power.
So
yeah,
he's in a spandex costume.
Yeah,
and she's in a t-shirt and jeans. Where do they go?
She's in a t-shirt.
Where do they go?
Oh
like, a date implies that we're going somewhere. Where is he going in spandex?
Yeah, they just like to hang out. They're 14. What are they gonna do at 14?
Wait, wouldn't it actually make more sense if they didn't? No, put your hand down. Wouldn't it actually make more sense if Adrian and Marionette started dating?
No, that's like
they don't know their identities.
No, exactly. Like nothing in the show makes sense. Okay, like any ounce of critical thought, the thing just shambles.
No. Like, this show makes perfect linear sense.
Oh yeah, obviously. But like in like season 2 or 3, there are like 2 other characters that are introduced, that Luca and Kagami, which are like secondary love interests. And so like before Marinette and Cat Noir get together, there's like this like split where they're like, I guess we're just gonna be dating different, like they're like into like, so Marinette's into Luca, and like Luca great guy, like he like honestly great guy, good for Marinette. and like she's like a lot more comfortable around him than she ever was with Adrian. And then Kagami, which is also just an old friend of Adrian, and she's also kind of similar, where she's like kind of like her parents forced her to be a shut-in. But like it's very obvious that like
We're just
Kagami,
glazing over that. Like,
yeah.
her parents forced her to be a shut-in. Next scene.
No,
Yeah,
it's
we're
literally
just gonna, like, forget about that.
there's so many repeats, like villains, because they like, okay, I guess we have to bring this person back. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, it doesn't make sense, and like I can't. Oh, I wish I could go into like this show is great. It's so great and it makes sense. But yeah, like
get like pissed when people critique it. Like,
he gets viscerally angry when anyone like critiques it, has any thought or anything to say about it.
Has he seen the show? Do you think he's watched it? I'm just curious.
I don't think he has. I think like
Mama, have you seen the animation? The animation's dog water. Like,
yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah,
like crusty dog water. Like
No,
the
yeah.
dog had like upchuck in the water.
That has kibble.
Yeah.
It like the movie, like I was actually very surprised about like how good I think I only got like majority of, I didn't finish it. I needed to finish it, but I was like generally surprised, and I've seen the clips at the end, and I was like, I like this so much better than any of the like episodes combined, because it's just like the fact that like in the show when Hawkmoth finds out his son is Cat Noir, he tries to kill him, and like all that in the movie, he's like, oh shit, I feel bad. Like it actually makes him like a human person, like Gabriel Gress. Like no, like this show is
the music is terrible.
Yeah, and like don't get me started. Like I'm glad they had a singer for Adrian, because the Christmas special, the worst fucking singing ever. And then, but Christina V can sing, so I'm surprised they didn't make her sing for the movie.
It's also just a completely different, like, okay,
yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I am all in favor of letting singers sing on behalf of voice actors if the voice actor can't sing. However, the singer for Marionette
doesn't sound like her,
and that's a different voice, like entirely.
Yeah, exactly. And Christina V, the voice actress of Marionette, can sing, which I don't understand. The only one that can't sing is the person who voice acts Adrian Agreste. Yeah. And if you like, I would love to play a quick. Let me find it. But like, there's like a little Christmas special where Santa Claus gets akumatized. Okay.
And hey guys,
Santa Claus gets akumatized.
Santa Claus gets akumatized. He becomes Santa Claus, and he is evil.
If I could,
let me see if I could find it.
Okay, you can only probably play like 2 seconds of this
song,
by the way.
Fair use. If we're commenting on it and like talking about it, we're allowed to use it.
Oh, I'm critiquing it.
Okay, got it.
I'm critiquing it.
That's how commentary YouTubers get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fix all of this in post, guys. We're gonna fix our lives in post.
Yeah.
Cut. We're gonna delete actual episode, guys.
I wish I could explain this better, but the more I try to make sense of this show, the more loss I get.
No, but that's the beauty of it. That's why it's so delicious. That's why it's deliciously bad content, you guys. It doesn't make sense. It's just bad.
Let me know. Put your hands up when you guys had enough.
Okay.
You guys can't see, but Tayler just stuck her hands in us. I've had enough.
Are together with their families and friends. What is this?
I want to make
that was the Christmas special. That was bad, and that was my favorite show my freshman and sophomore year of high school.
Can I? Okay, so I'm gonna start. I have so many questions for you. So I have actually a very limited knowledge about Miraculous. I recently went over to a friend's for a sleepover, and they decided to share with me some of the clips and also the movie that Aubrey didn't finish. So they informed me that apparently Jesus was a Miraculous, and as was Mary. Not
Mary Joan of Arc was.
Joan of Arc. Yeah, I heard that Jesus and Joan of Arc were miraculous, so care to comment on that?
I probably stopped watching, but I wouldn't put it past them. It's giving Percy Jackson, where it's like, oh yeah, and then Harriet Tubman was a child of Hermes.
Hold on, let me Google this. Was Jesus
a miraculous? I didn't know, guys. I knew. Wait.
They told this to me, and I was sitting there slack-jawed. No, not the miracle of Jesus.
God. Not the miracle of Jesus Christ.
That's not what I want. God.
This is not news to me.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Miraculous Ladybug. I'm trying to type with one hand. Here we go.
Former Miraculous Ladybug holders. Here you go.
Here we go. It's on Tumblr, which is a reliable source. Jesus held the lamb miraculous. His superpower was something like healing or being able to grant certain types of wishes. Stay with me. The Ladybug miraculous was able to resurrect him with the power of the lucky charm.
You've lost me.
Nope.
You've lost me.
I can't explain why the Ladybug miraculous wouldn't have healed the scars on his wrist from his crucifixion. His Kwami's name was Jenny. Oh, pronounced Genie.
What the fuck? Whoa. I know.
Now, this is from a Tumblr blog. I can't.
I don't see it on here, but I wouldn't put it past the creators of Miraculous Ladybug to do that.
I think here's the thing.
Tumblr is 100% a reliable source. I get all my information from Tumblr and Reddit. So shut the fuck up.
I think what's crazy to me is that what we've done here is we've retold the story of Christ, and the person who resurrects him is the miraculous ladybug holder, and
not God.
Not God, and also that it was the power of the lucky charm. So get your off.
Yes. So at the end of every episode, whatever destruction that was caused by the Akuma is like when she says, so her miraculous will generate an item that she can use to capture the Akuma and get rid of it and cleanse it. And so at the end of the episode, she throws that thing into the sky and it dissipates into 1 million ladybugs, and they fix everything that was destroyed and puts it back to normal.
Also, I did find a
and if anyone dies, it brings it back to life.
I also found a video called "Should Christian Kids Watch Miraculous Ladybug" from 2022. I'm not going to name the YouTube channel, but I did find that video.
I love that.
And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say probably not.
Yeah, and anytime, and also what I love about the show, anytime there's a new girl introduced, she's immediately everyone she's just sucks. Her only personality traits that they also have a crush on Adrian, and they're not as nice as Marinette. That's
okay.
They're just always a villain. And they're not given. That's their only. So it's just their only plot purpose is to stand it between Adrian and Marinette. That's their only plot use.
I also have a follow-up question.
Yes.
The animation, because we have yet to discuss the production of this show.
Yeah.
Because the plot is so rich.
Yeah.
The animation in this show is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's a very popular show. When I back in the day when I was in my bad era and I used to go to conventions, there was always miraculous cosplayers and fan art. So my question for the court is, why does the animation look like it was built on a budget of 20 cents? It was so massive.
No, you don't understand. So it started off bad, but then they got a new production company where they started to get better, and you can be oh wow, it's the hair isn't as bad as it was before.
Right.
And then they switched back. That studio was peace, and so they had to go back to the more shitty content. But listen, I wish I could explain why it's so popular, especially with animation that horrid. But it's better than other children's shows with animations that are 3D. If you think
I don't think that's true. I think Cocomelon might have them beat, to be honest with you.
Cocomelon.
No, because Cocomelon's a little bit more choppy.
Yeah, because the fluidity of Ladybug is
just wait until you see Guitar Villain.
Guitar Villain? Oh, is that another episode?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Teaser. Also, they showed me a clip of a kid, one of the characters looking at Miraculous and being call me Axley for something. What is this? Who is this character?
Aspic, the freaking so Adrian is so down bad for Ladybug that so there's this episode where like Cat Noir and Ladybug are struggling to defeat this villain. She's like, oh, we need to get the snake reckless, and I know just the guy to do it. We need Adrian Agrest. And so Cat Noir's like, oh, that's a great idea. I don't know. I'm gonna be right back. He disappears and she finds Adrian. And Adrian like goes through like hundreds and hundreds of versions where he just completely dies and cannot. He has to restart the thing, and he just like comes back completely traumatized because he had to do this like he died 400 times, or like Ladybug died 400 times. He's just fucking traumatized. It's like, I can't do it anymore, and then she has to give the snake Miraculous to Luca instead.
It's like a saw trap.
Also, aspic is such like a bad, like, it sounds like you're picking your underwear out of your ass.
Yeah.
I got a wedgie aspic.
Yeah, the names are let me just like go through the titles of these
fantastic.
episodes.
Is Joan of Arc one of the episodes?
No, but she is mentioned.
That is crazy to me that they said no. Joan of Arc is a member of the Miraculous
Ladybug
cinematic.
So there's Stormy Weather, who was a weather girl who lost a competition. Like she lost the competition to be the next weather girl. And that's why she's mad and upset because she lost.
Also, Stormy Weather, great drag name.
Yeah.
Yes.
And her costume is a drag queen.
Fantastic.
Bubbler. He has his weapon is a bubble, and he puts all the adults in bubbles.
That is not a weapon.
Lady
he stole that from?
What?
He stole that from the Dirty Bubble from SpongeBob. Lame.
Yeah.
Loser.
Lame.
The Pharaoh,
Unoriginal.
which is just he turns into a pharaoh, I guess. Lady Wi-Fi. Lady Wi-Fi. Because Alia is obsessed with the internet and has like an online blog. And she's trying to figure out who Ladybug is.
Wait, is this the crossover between Carmilla and Miraculous Ladybug? Because that sounds very Laura coded to me.
It is.
Does it take place in one room? Does that episode take place in one singular room?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's Timebreaker, which is a time traveler type person.
Okay.
Mr. Pigeon.
No.
He controls Pigeon.
Nope.
Oh, I would have never guessed that.
The concept of Pigeon?
Yeah. The Eve Illustrator. He's an evil artist.
I'm sorry, the name of the episode is Eve Illustrator?
Yeah.
Who is in the writer's room? Is it
Thomas Astruck? Yeah. Roger Cobb?
Wait, his name is Astruck?
Astuck or whatever it.
Astuck.
He's a French guy. It's spelled let's see, where is it? Where's his name?
Guys, I just feel the need to remind you that we're American. We're American, just like Nina, and you guys have to remember we're American. And
we're American,
just like we're American. We're just three American girls.
Yeah, Thomas Astruck, Astruc.
I would like to posit to the court that the French language is a beautiful language. It's one of their romantic languages.
Yeah.
But we're also American and we're wildly offensive. Yeah. So
yes, but also like,
yes.
I don't understand.
Sort of, kind of.
Like that doesn't excuse the total bastardization of the French language that Miraculous is currently doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And on the note of stop butchering the French language, I think it is time to call it a close for today. What a wonderful first episode, ladies.
I fear we ate.
I fear we ate.
What's 4 + 4, guys?
8. Do you know how many letters in devoured? 8.
8. Devoured. Delicious. Scrumptious.
I would just like to thank everyone for watching not watching. You're not
listening.
Watching. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, we'll fix that in post. Edit that out.
Wait, one take, Tayler. Go.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a classy podcast for classy young women, and we're really excited to provide that for you all. I would say, do we know what we want to do next week? We have no idea. We've not discussed.
We have no idea, but we will get there.
We will get there.
So tune in next week for whatever it is that we've decided to slap on the recording, and hopefully we'll fix everything in post.
Yes.
Yeah, just like my life.
Yeah,
We
we'll fix it in post.
We'll fix my life in post.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much again for listening, and we really appreciate it. You know, make sure you share this podcast with your friends and just have a good chuckle, a good giggle.
Go make some friends and then
drink some barefoot pink Moscato.
Yes, do that.
Yes. Chug some Pink Whitney before you watch Miraculous Ladybug.
Yes, and on that note, I would like to offer everyone a warm Sabuna, and this has been Cats serving.
Toad, 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 toad. You're about to get toad. We are the Cats.
Hey Litterbox, it's Editing Aubrey here, just here to thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed and that whatever room you were cleaning is spotless. I don't know if you're actually cleaning, I'm just in your walls. Also, you're almost out of milk. Anyway, if you liked what you listened to, please like, comment, and subscribe. And then also please considering following us on our other social media at The Cats Pod on TikTok and Instagram. Also, please find us on any podcasting website, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, etc., and subscribing to us there. Also, if you could, rate us, just so we can continue expanding our litter box. We love you, and we hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!